Welcome to another season of Kings Connected, our off-season show where we meet the signings for the upcoming campaign with the Camoka Kings. My name is Dylan Baker. This week was an exciting one for the Camoka Kings with their first two signings of the offseason announced and a brand new logo as well for the 2024-2025 campaign. Some new jerseys potentially on the horizon. We wanted to dive right into things and meet the first signing for the Camoka Kings this offseason, 2007 born forward Everett Force. Everett, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you on. Let's jump right into things, Everett. You signed with the Camoka Kings for this upcoming season. What went into that decision for you?
Yeah, so there was a lot of things that went into the decision, but honestly, the main thing was just the coaches and the owner and their communication with me early on. Really made me feel valued by the Kings. Really, like they brought me in, got to see the rink. I'd played in the rink the past 2 years because that's where Elgin plays, but I'd never really got to see the behind the scenes of it. Got to see the dressing room, and when I stepped in there, really felt like home, and I couldn't wait to get started with it.
Well, we're glad you were impressed. We're glad to have you as well. So, as you look back on your time in minor hockey, your time with the Junior Rangers over the past couple of seasons, what memories can you take away?
Yeah, so playing with the Rangers was such a great opportunity. They run really professional program throughout all age groups, I felt. And so I feel like that program really prepared me for the next level. Um, but my years prior to the Rangers, I spent with the junior Navy vets in Woodstock. And I got to say, those were probably some of the best years of my life. I played with some of my closest friends for a while. Showing up to the rink every day with them was just amazing. We got to go to OHS one year, which I got to say is probably my best hockey memory for sure.
Well, glad that you have so many good memories from minor hockey as you transition over to the junior level this year. And you had a chance to experience the junior level a little bit last season as an affiliate player with the Pelham Panthers. In 5 games, you put up 2 assists. So, what were your takeaways of the GOJHL? And do you feel that experience in Pelham, albeit a very short one, helps prepare you a little bit better for this season?
Yeah, honestly, it came a little later last season, the AP card, but I got a chance to play against Fort Erie and Caledonia, which were two top teams in the league last year, and that was really eye opening. Jumping right into it, getting to play those guys, getting up to practices, seeing what actually goes into being a junior B hockey player and what you need to do to be a successful player in this league. The coach, Zach Ronaldo, really put his faith in me and allowed me to get on the ice a little more than I would have thought have getting up there, and it allowed me to produce a little bit for them as well. So that that experience, the practices and the games, I feel has prepared me for next year because I know what to expect by the speed and physicality going right into the first game.
It's definitely different, right? Transitioning over to the junior level. Now you're playing against guys from a bunch of different ages who might be a little bit bigger than you, a little bit older than you. So that experience can be key. And you're transitioning from one former NHL coach and Zach Ronaldo to another here in Kamoka with Ruben
Yeah.
Ender and his coaching staff. I want to step away from hockey just briefly here. And I want to talk about your other athletic ventures because, as I understand it, you're a bit of a track athlete yourself. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've been doing track competitively and with high school for about 3 years now. The main reason why I really want to get in it is because of my dad. He was a highly successful track athlete. He was always one of the top sprinters for the 100 and 200 in Ontario back in his day. So seeing that and seeing his records really made me want to get out there and try to be like him. Maybe try to beat a couple of those records. Haven't gotten to that point yet, but still working, still wanted to get there. Um, but yeah, so I run the 200 and the 400, which are both considered sprints. And like, man, I got to tell you, since I've started training for those and doing those, my speed has gone through the roof. Like the amount of training and everything that I have to do be, you know, good at those has translated to the ice an insane amount, and it's just made me that much better. Like, and on top of that, it's really different from hockey because hockey's like a team oriented sport, right? But track is like you against yourself, you against the clock, and If you don't put in that work, then it shows. Like, you can't cheat yourself. You either put in the work or you don't. So it's really brought me into a new kind of view of sports, because I was always a hockey and soccer guy, but now since doing this track for 3 years, it's definitely become one of my favorite things to do.
That's really cool. Looking forward to seeing that speed on the ice, and pretty awesome that you get to keep up the family tradition in track and field as well.
Yeah.
Your production last year took a pretty big jump up from where it was at in the U16 year. I'm just looking at my notes: 7 points at U16, and 31 last year in 35 games for the Junior Rangers. What do you credit that bump up to?
Yeah, so for U16, first year at AAA, coming from AA, coach took a chance on me. Was really happy. I was always the best in AA, and coming up to U16 AAA, and having the year that I did really disappointed me, because whenever I'm not one of the best or the best, it really gets to me. And so when I had that down year, I knew as soon as the season ended, I got right back. I was in the gym, on the ice, on the track, shooting as many pucks as I could every day, because I couldn't take that 7 point season anymore, and wanted to become the best I could. And so obviously, it paid off getting up to that, leading point getter on the team, tenth in the league. Was really happy with that, and I plan on continuing that going into this off season, and going even harder, so I can be that guy for the coaches this season.
Well, talk to us a little bit more about this offseason. What are you doing this year in order to train and prepare yourself for next season?
Yeah, so on top of the track practices and all that, with the team, I have like a wheelbarrow of pucks, so I'd say maybe around 200 in there. So I shoot that probably around 4 times, so around 800 ish pucks a day, just in my driveway. Or like whenever I'm bored or something, I'll just go out there and shoot around stick handle. And On top of that, after track practices, it's a major goal for my brother and I to go to OFSA next year for track. So what we do after our track practices is we go to the hill beside, and we run hills for well, however long, until one of us pukes or something like that. My brother's puked a couple times, but I haven't yet. Hopefully, I don't. But that's something I do. Sometimes we bring our neighbors along too, because they're soccer players. And so yeah, my brother and I, we just try to do whatever we can to get ahead of our competition and have that leg up. So
It's cool that some of the training kind of transitions a little bit from hockey and track as well. Obviously, we're still trying to get to know you, Kings fans, trying to get to know you as a player. Is there a guy that you really like to watch play, or that you model your game after?
yeah, so my favorite player is Sidney Crosby, because I'm a Penguins fan, but I don't really model my game after him. So like two guys that, for I gotta say, the past 3-ish, 4-ish years now, that I've really looked at is Nico Hischier and Braden Point. They're both two-way, highly skilled, high IQ playmaking centers, and I love watching them play. I love studying them every time they play. I get out a notebook, see what they do, see some things that I need to emulate in their game. And yeah, because I feel if I can be like them, then I can be highly successful. So those are two
Absolutely.
guys, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, two of the most responsible players in the NHL, and highly, highly skilled on both ends of the ice. Last question for you before I let you go. What are you most looking forward to playing in Kamoka next year?
Yeah, so as of right now, I'm just really excited to get to meet the team, make some new friends, get in with them. But my main goal this season is to become a top player on the team. I want to be a guy that the coaches can rely on during crunch time. Um, I want the team to be highly successful. I know last season wasn't the best, but this season I want to be one of the guys that can help lift that up, and hopefully, have a much more successful season. Um, And honestly, I'm willing to do anything I can to achieve that, because that is a major goal I've set for myself since signing with the team. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to a first fun year at junior, and I want to win while doing it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for doing this, Everett. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Once again, that was Everett Force, the first signing for the Camoka Kings in this 2024-2025 offseason, and the first guest on Kings Connected. A huge thank you to Everett once again for joining me. A confident guy who really wants to be somebody the coaches can rely on at both ends of the ice when it matters the most throughout the season, and hoping to try to build towards a strong Camoka Kings team in 2024-2025. That'll do it for this week's episode of Kings Connected. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we'll be back pretty shortly with some more exciting signings.